what the library name is. So I do remember the thesis and research paper in year 2020. So just select and reopen it again. So this is how to open, how to create the new library, and how to open the existing library. So before we start adding the reference, I will show you something before starting. So the first step you can do after you get the data, after you adding the data, or before you adding the data. So I will do before we're adding the data. So this one, your reference, you think about it, imagine it, your thesis. Not only the one reference you use in your thesis. Some people start research, get 100 of references. How can I organize it? Which one is for chapter 1, and another one for chapter 2, and another one from chapter 5? So I want Endnote to organize for me, for easy to use in the Microsoft. And maybe advisor asks you, can you show me the reference that you use in the chapter 2, how many references? So just show me. So I will give you the idea how to create a group. Group, there are 2 types of group. The first one we call group set. Group set is mean when you start doing a research. Maybe research can be the complete research. We call the thesis. And after you finish chapter 2 and chapter 3 or 1 through 3, the university require you publish 1 papers after you finish chapter 1 to chapter 3. And you finish chapter 5 and chapter 4. They require you publish another papers. So some of students maybe create the library separately, thesis and papers. You don't need to do that. You don't need to create many library. So I recommend you to just create just 1 Endnote library. But you can use the group set to separate your work, maybe separate your publication, separate your topics. I will show you the first one we call the create group. So back to the Endnote again. So I told you earlier, this one we call the group set, the group panels. And you can notice that the menus, the list of menus on the top of the page. The first one is just looking for a word group. To just put the mouse over the group menus. Just start it. And the group menus ask you, do you want to create a group? So they kind of 2 type group, the groups and the group set. So you have to know the meaning of group set. I told you earlier. Group sets mean you don't need to separate your work with the separate Endnote library. You just use this one instead of create more library. You just use this one, the group set. This is the subgroup of group set. Group set is parents. This is a child in with this parents. So you need the group for the parents group first. I just start create a group set. So you can look at that under the my group. So I will give it for thesis. This is my first group set. So we will remind me this group set just only create 4 reference that I listed for the thesis. So you got the one group set, the thesis. Another one, if the mouse put over the group set, you don't need to back to the group again. You just right click and create a group set again. So some of you just start with research papers. This just tell yourselves, this is good for my papers. Maybe the research papers, maybe a short papers, maybe any kind of papers that I will separate from the thesis. And another one, you can make it for your topic. Suppose you study in health science. You are you are specialized in infectious disease. You just start the research from the thesis, rabies. Rabies is kind of infectious disease. And then you get bitten by dogs or cat bite you, maybe you will get this kind of disease. You just start with your topics. So this is we call the group set. So how can I edit? Suppose you type the long spelling. We just put the mouse over the group set, just right click and rename it. So this is we call the group set. So another groups we call subgroup. Remind you again. Subing you again. 3 types of subgroups we call subgroups. The first one we call customized or custom groups. Custom is mean you can create. You can set the criteria for your own use only. It's very custom. Suppose I will show you the idea. How can I create the customs? So let's back to the Endnote again. Custom is used for the thesis. Suppose I want to create a custom group under the parents group, the thesis. You just put mouse over the thesis, just right click and use this one, create groups. It means the customs. Just start with create groups. If you look at that, under the group set thesis, I want to create a custom. I just name it chapter 1. No, it means later I will get the data. So I know it. The chapter 1, how many reference I will use it. I create a group for the reference will using in chapter 1. So just click on chapter 1. Another one, your thesis, not only one chapter. Maybe the master thesis, there are 5 chapters. The dissertation, the doctoral thesis, maybe 6 or 7 chapters. So I create another one, chapter 2, and chapter 3, and chapter 3, chapter 3, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 4, chapter 4, chapter 4, chapter 4, chapter 4. And the last chapter is chapter 5, chapter 5, chapter 5, chapter 5, chapter 5, chapter 5, chapter 5. So you got chapter 1, chapter 2. This is your custom. You have to do by manual only. Another group that Endnote Cloud to present you we call the smart group. Smart, we call like you set the program, just settings, the criteria. The smart group will do automatically, followed by your setting criteria. I show you. Suppose I will start with your topic, the research. Maybe the research will require you the previous research or the years of this research. I require you to use the recent year, maybe past 5 years, past 10 years, or past 3 years. So Endnote will allow you to create a smart group separate a publication year. I show you the single year and the length of year. So give you the idea. So let's start with the library. Just right click and start with create smart group. So you want the Endnote to separate the publication year. You just start with the name of group 2020. You just tell yourself, this is setting for the publication year 2020. So it means when I adding the bibliography data, when Endnote file it published in 2020, can Endnote move automatically to this group? So Endnote said we can. So just set me up. So just look at that. Select the year. Just select the fields. Just tell Endnote the year. Contain a word 2020. So this means you set the Endnote up. Follow the publication year, the fields year. Contain 2020. Please move it directly to this group. Just create. So I show you 2 samples for a single year 2020 again, and year 2020 contain 2020, and again 2019. Change to year 2019 and 7. So this is create the single year. But some of you ask me, can make it a length, past 3 years, past 5 years, past 10 years. Can Endnote do it? So of course, we do. Just put them all over there. Like clicks, smart glue. Suppose you just name it past 3 years, past 3 years. Just start past 3 years, 3 years. So you just remind yourself 3 years means start from 2029 to 2021 and just put the blanket. How can I set a note? Just select the same thing, yeah. And you look at that, you have to change this word too. You are good in mathematics. If you are good in mathematics, you will understand this. So is set it. If the Endnote found it, the number that equal to 2020 or less than that, please move it to this group automatically. So I just tell the Endnote, can you move the publication year that you take it? Start from 2020 or lower than that or less than that and move it to this So this is one criteria. And another criteria, if you don't set it, they will get in from 2,000, 3,000, or 1,000 of document, 1,000 of bibliography. Maybe start from 19th century, or start from 1700 years, or 1,000 of years to use. So set another criteria, again, year. But you just tell Endnote that if you detect the year greater than or equal to 2019, can you move it to this group? So you have to set two criteria. The first one, the top of the year, the latest year that you want to set it up. So you just set 2021 is less than or equal to the last 2021, just move it automatically. And another one, set the lower one, 2019. If the text greater or equal to 2019, please move to this one, just create it. So this is part 2 here. So maybe you can set in a year of length. Suppose you start from 2014, 15, 16, 17, 5 years. So you just start from 2014 to 2018. So do the same thing. Just share it. That year is less than or equal to 2028, 2014 is less than or equal to. This is some kind of length, just create it. But if the lower than this, 2013 down to 19,000, so you can set it again, smart. So maybe you just say 2020, 2013 backward. So backward to 2000 or 19,000, you just set it. And set is less than or equal to 2019. So maybe start from century 1, the first century, second century, up to 21st century. So you can set it. So now you got the separate groups in advance before you getting. So this is the idea. So another idea, you just want the Endnote to separate you type of publication. So when you start searching the thesis, maybe you want to separate from the journals, you just tell the Endnote, I will give the group thesis and set the reference size as the thesis. So it means you just tell the Endnote, layers. If you got or detect any reference types in thesis, just move it automatically to this group and create it. Another one, maybe you just create a journals, articles. I want you, maybe your advisor asks you how many journals do you research it for this topic. Just start with the journal articles. Just tell the Endnote, the reference type contain the journals, Can you move it to this group? Another one, book. You just type a book. And say again, a book. Move to this group and create. So even the keyword, so you can set it. The container word, rabies, the group from rabies. So you just click the keyword, or titles, or a word in abstract, container word, rabies. Can you move it to this group? Can you move it to this group? So this is the rabies, rabies, rabies. And now you got it, you cleared it. So this is very customized for you for the custom groups. So if you need to get automatic group, I recommend you to use the mask group as a mask group. And the combined group will give you later. So this is, you can create in advance, or even you get the data. So it's depend on you. They allow you got the data, or create after you got the data, or create in advance. Another step, how can I add my reference? Add a reference to the Endnote. Just keep in mind, just only three major ways. The first one, manual entry. Let's start the manual entry. So just show you what the manual entry mean. What the manual entry mean. The manual entry, you think about the print of books or print of journals. You just access to the library. Even you study in the library, sitting on the library. Just go to the shelves, get the books, get the journals, get the magazine. So the library not allow you to borrow it. Such just only allow you to sit in the library and read it. So this is because the print, you need the manual entry. Or even you study in another subjects, maybe the information that posts on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. So this is the relevance information that I have to refer to on my thesis. So you just type it. So let's start it. This is some kind of journals. So I give you two different the reference. The first one, the multiple author, not just only one author. How can I add to the Endnote? This is the first samples. And the second one, this is the difference type. This is we call a book. So how can I add the books data to the Endnote? And journals is different, and books is different. How can I know that book require this, journal require this? Don't worry about that, I will show you. And the third one, you can look at that. The author names is a person, it's not a person or not people's. It's organization or institution names. How can I add to the Endnote? Difference from the people's and the institution name? Of course, difference. So let's start with the first one. Back to the Endnote again. So the basics way to add the data, you can set without the internet, using the Endnote without the internet. Remember that you are going to add the reference you have to looking for the menus, reference. So you just put the mouse over the reference. You are ready to add a new reference. Just select the new reference. But some of you say, can I have a shortcut? I don't want to select from the list menus. The Endnote provide you the icons to add a new reference. You can look at that, this one, the plus icon. So the same. So you can use this one instead of the menus. Just put the mouse over this icon. The Endnote will open you the new adding reference templates. Just click on this or on this. Click on this. So you can look at that. The Endnote show you in difference. The Endnote show you in difference. You can look at that. This one. So you can maximize this. Back to the maximize this. You can look at that. The Endnote will remind you your new reference. You are on the new reference window, new reference page. Are you ready to start adding? So before you start, do you know that what kind of reference you are going to add in? So the Endnote provide you the templates in different thousand type of reference. Suppose you are going to add the Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You're just looking for a type is social media. And some of you maybe refer information on the website, just select the website. So you have to select the reference type that match to your information. So default is journals. I will start with the journal. So back to the data again. You look at that. You got the author names. So the Endnote recommend you different format for adding the author name. The first one, the people who prefer start with the last name first, you need a comma. Comma is just tell the Endnote this is the last name, not the first name. And followed by Graham's the first name. This is for the people who prefer start with the last name first. And some Asian students prefer start with the first name first. You just type Graham and over this one. So you need and comma anymore. So you don't worry about that. Any kind of formats, it's flexible for you. But for me, I prefer this kind of format. You just start, copy it, and place on it. The first order. And about the second order, Endnote require the new line. The Endnote not allowed to use the same line with the first order. You need to get a new line. Just enter it to get a new line. One line for one order. 10 lines for 10 orders. 10 lines for 10 orders. So it's just typing the second order again. Second order. So just second line, second order, and the third order. So this is the tip for adding order. And years 2014. And another one we call titles. titles. Just type the titles, type the titles, type the titles, just put titles. And titles, we have some tips on titles. So some kind of bibliography styles, they require the titles have to be capitalized in each word. Again, some style, they require the titles, you mean the article titles, have to be capitalized in each word. So what does it mean? Not only the or the in the first word have to be capitals. They require for each word, the first characters have to be capitalized. So strategy, S have to be capital S, payoff, P have to be capital P. How can it change? So manuals, you need to highlight and hold the shift and just type S. Take time. I don't like it. So the tip, you just highlight the whole articles and you just hold the chip on keyboard and place on F3, F3. So when you hold the chip, hold the ship, hold the ship, hold the ship, hold the ship, hold the ship again, hold the ship, hold the ship, and press F function F3. They will change for you. They will change for you again. Look at that. Change for you F3. This is we call the lowercase. If you press F3 again, change to capital line in each word. And press this again, we call the toggles. The first characters become the lowercase. The rest of that become the uppercase. So press it again. This is we call the sentence case. Just capital Y on the first word. And then again, capitalize every characters. And then again, back to the pen. I prefer this. So I prefer this one. Strategies have to be capitalized. And another one, suppose I study in science, chemical subjects. So I put the chemical formula on this 3C3H6N6. So 3 have to be subscript. So under C again, you just put the mark over there and use this one. Use this one and show you. This one. You can use this. This can make it like a capital line, like a subscript, superscript. Just put this one subscript. Again, I like it. Subscript again. I like it. Subscript again. So this is look familiar with the chemical formula again. And then that one, I just start the first and become subscript now. How can I change to the pen text? You just highlight it and paste back this one, back to normal again. So the first use, it means first have to be superscript. You just use this one, superscript. So you can use this one, underline it, bold, italics, and use this one. So this is more specific on titles. So more specific on title. And then back to another field, journal name again. Journal name again. Journal name again. Journal name again. On the journal name again, just put the journal name on this. Business strategy. Business strategy. Business strategy. Volume 20, issue 1, page, length of page of this article start from 11 page to 17. And start with 11. Start with the 11. Start with the 11. So another way to remember that is a print. The library not allow you to below it. So you just use the mobile to take a photo of the full text. And I want to attach it to this information and we'll review later. So it not allow you to attach the related file or file that related to this reference. You just go down on this, and you look at that on this attached file. So you want to attach the image or photo of these articles. Just put on this, just select. So the requirement, any type of file, can be the Excel, can be the PDF, can be the Microsoft Word, can be the image, can be the image, and be the PowerPoint. So maximum the file that you can attach to the record, I mean the per record. You can attach up to 45 files. It means you have the intervals, you keep it in MP3, and you record by the video, you save it in format MP4. And another one, you take note on the iPad. You want to keep it as attaches. So you can use this one to attach much as you want, up to 45 files. And when you open it, you just click on this, open it, or open with the Excel, open with the Adobe, open with the Microsoft. Even you want to delete it, just delete it. So this is the related information. So when you finish, you want to save it to your Endnote library. Endnote provide you the save button. You just click on this, save. They ask you want to save change? Yes, of course, just save it. Just save it. When you finish, just click close reference. Close reference again. Back to the Endnote again. Back to the Endnote again. You look at that. Back to the Endnote. Endnote allow you to see the reference that you add in. The point here, you have the first reference added to the Endnote, and you look at the group. The group published in 2014. The Endnote will move different to this group, belong to this group. And this kind of reference, the journal reference. You look at that, the journals. So you don't need to use by manuals. This is the remove as you said. This is the first one. And the second one, you have another type. You just start with reference, new reference again. You just start with book. You just select book and start with Pally. Pally, 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 comma again, Norton, Norton, Pally Norton, Pally Norton, Nortons. Year 2012, the titles, Marketing Strategy Desktop Guide. Marketing Strategy Desktop Guide. Best of Publish, London, London, London. Publishers. You just type the publishers in publishers. Just type the publishers. Just back to the Endnote again. Publishers. The left one again. Publishers. So you finish, just save it. And then back to the Endnote again. You look at that. You've got two references. You got in this group, belong to this group. And you got book group. So you got two references. And the last one is author is different. The last one author is organization name. Just click on this in your left line again. The journal again. You just type Mahidol University. 2014 to 2014. Again, titles. Just titles. Journal name again. Journal name again. Let's type the journal name. Volume, issue, page, and then start page. When you finish, just save it. And save. Back to the Endnote again. Endnote again. And you look at that. Back to the Endnote again. You have three references, but you say, can I see how it looks like if this data created in APA style? And maybe you just say, what about the Vancouver style? How it looks like? So I will show you to preview the data in the bibliography style. You just double click to open the reference panels. You look at that on this. Just maximize it and change the styles. So suppose you are using the APA 6. This is look like APA 6. The latest edition APA 7. This is the APA 7. So for the Vancouvers, you just select the Vancouver. It's look like the Vancouver. The Endnote allows you to preview the bibliography style first. So you're happy on that. If you're happy on that, you will keep it and send it to the Microsoft Word or copy it to the Microsoft Word. So you can select the reference, change the style. Again, just click on the summary tab and they'll give you the summary of the reference. So I don't need this one. I need to display me in the bibliography style. You just click this arrow, just extend it, and select the star. Select the star. This is look like. Another one. What about book? You look at that books, and you look at that. ABA 6. They shows the place of published London. But if you change to 7 edition, London is gone. You have to ask the gateway school what the version of APA style that you require me to use, because some field is missing. 6th edition shows the place of published. 7th edition doesn't show anymore. London is gone. You look at that again. 6. They display a London. 7 is different. 7 is different. So you have to confuse 7 and 6. Maybe you ask the library or go to the library, ask for help. Which version that I choose, select. And another one, institution name. You look at that. You can notice there's something long on this. You can look at that, this one. University, comma M. I tell you, the organization name format is different. Format is different, but Endnote doesn't know this is the people organization name. They do as normal. Just change, start with the first name first, and show only the initial's first name. Or initial first name, just M. So this format or this kind of style is not correctly. You have to display Mahidol University instead of university, comma N. How can I tell the Endnote? This is the organization name. You just click on this. I want to edit my reference. You just click edit. Just click edit, edit, edit. Just click edit.
一点点。
Click edit. Just click edit, edit. And then you need a comma at the end of the institution name. Comma is mean, just tell Endnote, this is the organization name. Don't change a format for me, because it's not a person. This is the organization name. I want the Endnote to display Mahidol University. Mahidol University. So just tell the Endnote with the comma, and then just save it. Just save it. And back to summary again. And you look at that. Mahidol University become the institution name now. So for the manual entry, you have to keep in mind that the author name, for the organization name, you need the comma at the end of the organization name. For telling the Endnote, this is the organization name. Don't change the format for me to the person name, So this is we call the manual entry. So for the file attachment, if contain the PDF, you just preview the PDF on this. You can look at that PDF on this. You can look PDF on this, and then you can open the PDF on this. So you don't need to separate to open the PDF. The Endnote will plug it in the PDF reader on the Endnote. This is the first one. The second one, you starting using the Endnote and start research, start a research, start a research, start a research. You'll start a research using the online databases, using the online database. Back to the browser again, So back to the library homepage again, library homepage again, library homepage again. So you look at that, and you provide you the resources, the online databases. So you're studying in medical side, health side. You just select the medical side. You study in social side, you just select the social side. So you just click on support study in social side or something like that. You just click on social side. They provide you the list of the databases that's related on topic. So let's say I select the Springer, just select the Springer. Start searching a Springer. Start searching a Springer. So this is Springer. So back to Springer again.